What is happening there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We are here to watch the final episode of Hot D, House of the Dragon. John, how are you?
I am hot and excited for some more D.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for those who have been watching with us, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you can, go ahead, strike that like button, strike it down. That means the world to us right now. Also, as always, full interaction watch-alongs where you sync up with your own copy for House of the Dragon. I tried that. Available for Super Sexy Rejects over at our Patreon page. Your support has been overwhelming, and one of the best ways to support the channel is to check out some of our apparel, much as we like to call it. Some of you guys might not know this. We partnered up with Screen Crush and Heavy Spoilers, who right now has a video up that I'm sure has 1.4 million views in the last half hour for House of the Dragon. He's absolutely killing it these days, and we partnered up with our shop there. Right now, Heavy Spoilers, he's got a shirt for House of the Dragon representing Team Green, but Real Rejects, we got one representing Team Black.
Yeah.
That's right. Look, he's already getting all the views. So go support us
That's
and
right.
get our shirt. Now, we might not have that shirt in hand right now because we're masters at promoting our own products. We just launched it this week, and we don't. But you know what? Maybe we'll all get one simultaneously. Here's a photo of a hot guy wearing it. Look at him wearing it.
Ooh.
But any gender can wear it. So yeah, guys, shopzeroedition.com. Anyway, let's watch the final episode now. All right, that's what we really want to do. Let's see what's going on.
Not like you.
In what way?
Not so... perfect.
She's not perfect. I've heard it described in the book that she is way worse.
My father looked after me and helped to prepare me for my duties.
Oh my God, he's come to deliver a message.
Ready for battle.
Lucerys is dead. Your father possessed a kind heart.
Wow, so much has happened. I forgot she didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Aegon has been crowned as his successor.
How did Viserys die?
I could not say.
So soft-spoken.
That whore of a queen murdered my brother and stole his throne, and you could have done more for it.
Well,
That war is not mine to begin. I only rushed this warning to you out of loyalty to my husband and to my house. The Greens are coming for you, Rhaenyra.
oh shit.
You should leave Dragonstone at once.
Yeah. Okay.
Ever the conscientious one. Oh no, blood.
Baby's coming.
Of course.
Our term is far from complete. This should not be happening.
It is happening.
Stress, you know? We kind of.
Get off! Get off! Get off! Ow! Ow! Ow!
This show definitely makes birth seem like the most horrific thing.
Conscript the Dragon Keepers. They're capable fighters. Waste no time.
It will be done, my prince.
I hope everyone here remains loyal.
Yeah. There's gotta be a spy in there somewhere.
What is to be done about it?
Nothing yet.
And where is Daemon?
I don't know. Gone to madness. Gone to plot his war.
Leave Daemon with me.
Wow, my pulse is so up.
I know. Knuckles are white.
My mother has decreed no action be taken while she's abed.
It's good you're here, young prince.
Did you hear what I said?
The ravens, Lord Artemis.
I shall see it done.
Yeah, I'd listen to Damon.
Come with me. I'll show you the true meaning of loyalty.
Ooh.
I'm grateful for your long service to the crown, so I'm presenting you with a choice.
Let's do a little mutiny. Huh.
What's the choice? Oh
Swear
shit.
anew your oath to Rhaenyra as your queen.
Yep.
Or, if you support the usurper, speak it now. If you swear fealty now, only to later turn your cloaks, know that you will die.
Birth that dragon egg.
Let us help you.
I know, I was gonna say, it looks like no one's able to do anything.
Oh.
No, princess, please. You should not do this alone, princess. Let us help you.
Damn. Ah.
What the hell?
Wow.
Oh, how
no.
horrible. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Oh, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Just seems awful whenever you see this guy around for a pregnancy.
Seems like pregnancy of any kind in this world is a kind of an awful experience no matter what. Did this whole thing herself.
Nah, that's really brutal, man. I can't believe they showed that much. Interesting how the first episode started off with her mother having a failed delivery. Now here we are bookending it.
Seems like the beginning, middle, and end even have all been marked by bitter pregnancies. Is it Eric or Eric?
I swear to ward the Queen. I shall take no wife, hold no lands. Father no children. I shall guard her secrets, ride at her side and defend her name and honor.
I mean, she needed a
My queen.
she needed a good moment.
Wow.
Come on, Rhaenys.
Bend the knee.
Come on, Rhaenys. Damn, what a hell of a shot. This feels almost like lucid.
It's like you're so steeped in all the emotion and the literal weight of the crown. Winterfell.
That is very beautiful.
I say I gotta get a hunk of wood and some candles and build me one of those.
We can buy one from Kmart.
Thank you, Rhaena.
Wouldn't hurt to mix up the names, George R. R. Martin. Just saying, you know? Loses a baby, immediately gets to work.
Your cause owns a power that has not been seen in this world since the days of old Valyria. Dragons.
Daemon, none of our dragons have been to war.
There are also unclaimed dragons. Sea Smoke still resides on Driftmark.
Oh, shit.
Dragonstone has 13 to their 4. I also have a score of eggs incubating in the Dragon Mound. And we could have every greenhead mounted on spikes before the moon turns.
A lone galleon flying a banner of a 3-headed green dragon.
Alert the watchtowers, sight the skies.
Dude, Daemon is ready.
He's been waiting for this.
He's just gone all into hyper-focus mode.
Yeah.
Here we are again.
A little jittery there, Damon.
There's a lot of mirroring happening this episode.
It rhymes.
I come at the behest of the Dowager Queen Alicent, Lord and Protector of the Seven Kingdoms. Where is the princess?
Really calling back, jeez.
Acknowledge Aegon as king and swear obeisance before the Iron Throne.
Hell no.
His Grace will confirm your possession of Dragonstone. Lucerys will be confirmed as the legitimate heir to Driftmark and all the lands and holdings of House Velaryon. Will also be given places of high honor at court.
This guy's such a dick.
Yep.
Rather feed my sons to the dragons than have them carry shields and cups for your drunken usurper of a king.
Yeah.
He was anointed by a septon of the faith before the eyes of thousands. Every symbol of legitimacy belongs to him.
Oh my God. Otto. God.
You are no more hand than Aegon is king. Traitor.
Grand Maester.
Is this?
Oh, jeez.
You're talking like so modern, dude, in this episode. Enough of the bullshit.
Yeah, cut the crap, Hightower.
Queen Alicent has not forgotten the love you once had for each other. No blood need be spilled. The realm can carry on in peace. Queen Alicent eagerly awaits your answer.
She can have her answer now, stuffed in her father's mouth along with his withered. Let's end this mummer's farce.
No.
Oh, come on.
Yes, Queen.
King's Landing will have my answer on the morrow.
Dropping bombs.
When dragons flew to war, everything burned. I do not wish to rule over a kingdom of ash and bone.
Yeah, good point.
That's your father talking.
My father's dead, and he chose me as his successor.
God damn.
To defend the realm, not cast it headlong into war.
But the enemy have declared war. What are you going to do about it?
I mean... I need to have...
She's like a spirit that's just haunting this.
I know. She exists beyond everything. Have fun, guys.
My oath reaches beyond our personal ambitions. A song of ice and fire. The coming war against the darkness in the north, the conqueror's dream. Viserys shared it with me when he named to me heir.
No, dude.
My brother was a slave to his omens and portents.
Oh.
Anything to make his feckless reign appear to have purpose. Dreams didn't make us kings.
Oh.
Too far, man.
Yeah, we gotta unpack that, bro.
I never told you. Did he?
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Ouch.
I mean, would he have to know?
I guess not.
Why would he have to know?
Yeah.
Never consider him to be one to inherit the throne. Or maybe Daemon thought, like, he would be. I mean, no, he didn't. He lives. He lives.
His fever has broken.
I understand we have a new king.
No. Right to business, everyone.
We shall declare for no one. Rhaenyra was complicit in our son's death. That girl destroys everything she touches.
That girl is holding the realm together at present.
Wow.
Rhaenyra is the only one who's demonstrated restraint.
An unlikely alliance.
They both got poise.
Lord Corlys Velaryon!
Wow.
Very sorry about your father, Princess. He was a good man.
And I, your brother.
Where is Daemon?
There were other concerns which demanded the prince's attention.
He didn't want an awkward conversation?
He's much happier playing with his dragons.
Both Arryn and Baratheon share blood with my house, but all of them swore oaths to me.
As did House Hightower.
As did you.
If you remember.
Yeah. I did.
I'm gonna go lay down again.
This Hightower treason cannot stand. You have the full support of our fleet.
Oh my God.
And house.
Dang.
Oh my God.
Tide turned real quick on that chat.
Save up money for season 2. We got some battles to get to.
Yeah, consult the gold company.
Princess Rhaenys.
Could have killed Aegon.
Caution does not mean standing fast. I wish to know who my allies are before I send them to war.
No, she's playing it smart, man.
Yeah.
Consequence of my near demise in the Stepstones is that we now control them. I took care to fully garrison the territory this time.
Oh.
The Triarchy have been routed. The Narrow Sea is ours.
Tighten that grip.
I should take Maelys and patrol the gullet myself.
Oh, we going to war, baby. We're going to war.
We should bear those messages. Dragons can fly faster than ravens. And then more convincing.
Yeah. Intimidate them into agreeing.
That always works.
Prince is right, Your Grace.
It's the cast of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
If you take this errand, you go as messengers. You must take no part in any fighting. Swear it to me, now. Under the eyes of the Seven.
I swear I will not kill anyone.
I would hope that as men, we can find some common interest.
Yes, as men.
As half-black, blonde men.
Yep.
You'll be honored to host a prince of the realm and his dragon.
You always look so unsure of yourself, man.
Go to it, then.
Chop, chop.
This is the first episode with like motivating music.
Yeah. We gotta reach further than we've ever dreamed before.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. It's like Avatar. The James Cameron movie.
Every Avatar. Well, and this one, it's funny. This is the most, like, all the ways they capture the castle of Dragonstone, it really does look like a big dragon curled up. And especially when they're having, like, meeting, it's like, so intimidating.
It looks like he's trying to get more dragons. How many dragons at once could he have loyal to him? Wow. Wow.
Nice.
Beautiful. Psychic connection. Halloween ends.
I've seen everyone you've ever Dracarys'd. You got this, Hiccup. I'm real afraid one of these kids is gonna die.
Yeah, I feel like this kid's about to die. I think they're gonna kill that dragon.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Oh, golly.
This is like a full-on monster movie right now.
Yeah. This kid's a goat in the T-Rex pen.
I bring a message to Lord Boris from the Queen.
Yep, right away.
Oh, thank God, we don't have to kill him. Okay.
Cool.
We can work with that. We can work with that.
It's fine, it's fine.
Had a feeling, man.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Aemond.
The House of the Dragon does not seem to know who rules it.
He's so good at that stare, Aemond. God, he's gonna like charge at him or some shit.
Yeah, he's gonna slice his head in half or something.
If I do as your mother bids, which one of my daughters will you wed?
I'm already betrothed.
So you come with empty hands.
God damn it.
I shall take your answer to the Queen, my lord.
Wait!
What?
I came as a messenger, not a warrior.
I promised my mom.
Fight would be little challenge. I want you to put out your eye.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would not blind you. I plan to make a gift of it to my mother.
Oh. She's gonna love that.
Then you are craven as well as a traitor.
Not here. Give me your eye, or I will take it.
No.
I'll not have blood shed beneath my roof. Take Prince Lucerys back to his dragon.
Whoa, this ain't over.
Better hurry hurry up and get away, man.
Shit.
I think Aemond's gonna find him in the sky or some shit.
Yeah, most definitely. He only said no bloodshed under my roof. Don't stand around, dude.
Just get out of there. Oh no. Oh no, I'm so ready for this dragon. Shit. He's just waiting for him to appear, man.
It's like every one of these clouds. Is that it?
This is not smart, man.
Get above it.
There it is. Yeah, shit. Oh, damn. Oh, he's just laughing maniacally.
Wow.
Oh my god.
My god. Use the size to your advantage. Oh, this guy.
Damn. This is kind of crazy they're doing this on television. This looks amazing, but shit, this is scary.
No, I'm so tense right now.
You say Vagar's too big.
Yeah. I was going to say, use that size to your advantage. You can hide and do faster maneuvers.
Oh, shit.
Dude. No. Oh. Oh no. Oh.
What is about to happen?
Oh.
God, it must be so cold up there.
I know. Ah, yep.
Oh shit.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You done messed up.
Oh.
Oh, this is gonna get so much worse.
That was wild.
Yeah. That was.
And they had no control over their dragons.
Yeah, I know.
Daemon's returning, huh?
What did he do? Did he gain some of the feral dragons or something?
I think he's given the message about what happened. This poor woman, man. Poor dragon. Oh, what's this look gonna be?
Yep. Right into your soul.
Holy shit.
Wow. Huh. This is a great last shot.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Damn.
What's really important is you guys buy shopzeroedition.com.
Get your support in for Team Black now.
The Team Black now, in order for us to win this war.
We gotta crush the greens.
If you haven't read the book, I don't know what's.
Who'd actually?
I'm like, damn, did all this happen in that book?
All this and more is always the impression I get. All this, but way more messed up.
Well, we got some shit to talk about.
Boy, howdy.
All right, guys. So in between cuts, as I heard, there is so much. Because this episode, there's a little leak happened. So I heard the book readers really did not like this episode a lot. Obviously, I didn't know specifics as to why. Because I was like, well, you can't tell me because we got to react to the episode.
Ruin the experience.
So in between cuts, I was like, I really like this episode. I mean, I got like some things that I thought were like, why didn't we talk about this?
Yeah.
Is there some points that I'm like, we probably should have had more of a discussion on these things? The baby.
The dragon flashes while the baby is happening.
Parts of the baby kind of look like a dragon.
Yeah. We could spend a little more time
There's-
mourning
there's-
Lucerys
yeah,
since everybody just found that
Yeah,
out.
there were some conversations that I was like, but still thought it was a great episode.
Yeah, I was gripped the entire time. It says
So so I was like, all right, I want to look up because I'm like, am I crazy? Like,
am I wrong?
Like,
is
what?
my enjoyment wrong?
And it sounds, I mean, there are things about the way the handling of the characters are that seems to have really pissed off some people. I don't know everything, obviously, because we didn't read the book. But we do have a shirt representing the book.
Team Black, from a book that I've heard really inspires people to pick teams.
Yeah, I heard I thought the Aemond moment, as someone who's, all we can come from is, like, I got to just kind of throw all that away. Anything I just learned in the past couple of minutes. I kind of just got to throw all that away and just talk about how we felt about the episode itself, because the fact of the matter is, like, we didn't read the book, so, like, I'm not going to be bothered by certain things other than things that I thought on a filmmaking writing point. I'm like, this should have been done a little better. But for the most part, I still thought it was great. But yeah, one of the ending moment parts is the thing that clearly is upsetting people looking online. Of Vagar. Vagar's a V there, right? Agar?
Is it?
Oh my God!
It's the dragon.
Is it Agar or Vagar? I'm
Is it
forgetting
Vagar? There is a Vagar.
I'm forgetting in the heat of the moment right here.
Try Vaegar.
Vagar, yeah,
or Vhag.
Yeah, Vagar. It's right there.
Yes, there you go. Vagar and Erex.
Yeah,
there you go.
So Vagar, all week, 2 to 3 hours of sleep, guys. Been having to laugh. My memory is going to be lapsing a lot more during this discussion. And of course, it's going to happen during the House of the Dragon finale. But yeah, I think the thing that people was pretty upsetting with people is also the fact that Aemond didn't directly kill.
Yeah,
that it was like he lost control of the dragon.
Yeah, it becomes.
There's a lot apparently that they have handling of the characters that they did differently that are really upsetting people. But that's like one of the last things I read. But I don't know. I guess, like, sure, it can undercut some of the, the ruthlessness and determination and perhaps it can lend a little bit more to a situation of next season of him being like, it was an accident. I don't know. A lot of it looked pretty intentional for most of it. And then it was like, oh shit, no, didn't want to go that far. It's like when the bully's bullying someone and it's like, I didn't mean to kill him.
Yeah, They push him off too high of the ledge or something, and there goes their spine. Or they got eaten.
Yeah, because so far this whole season, a lot of it has been feeling like a lot of things that have turning points feel like misunderstandings. But in terms of the episode itself, I was gripped by it. I liked the lucid quality to it, and I liked the mournful side that also had this like inspiring angle to it. And I think, yep, it's already happening. What is the actress's name who plays Rhaenyra? Emma Darcy.
Emma Darcy.
Emma Darcy. I think Emma Darcy has a wonderful internalized performance where I could feel there's a lot more thought processing happening in arguments and conversations than she's probably letting on.
Sure.
And I really like the pulse of the way the hostility within characters was rising, because you would have like Daemon, who after learning of the death has become, his way of grieving with this is revenge. They've wronged me, they've wronged us, they've wronged the family, they've killed my brother, and he's just becoming a bulldog about it, and he's going straight into it. But he's also trying to honor Rhaenyra. But there's a battle of a soul here, because it doesn't feel like what Rhaenyra wants. Because he wants to just go in, like, let's murder, let's annihilate, let's get all these dragons together, let's just F everyone up. And she's trying to take a more calculated approach, as Rhaenys said, showing resistance. And I like that tug of, because obviously Rhaenyra wants to take action, but it's a very much like the speed of them like is at odds with each other in the battle and the approach and how it's tearing them apart. I don't know. I was surprised by it, man. Like the Game of Thrones world dealing with audiences is rough. Could be a rough journey for people. I understand that.
Sure.
I understand that. All I think we can do is go, how did we feel about this on its own? I do think some stuff should have been talked about a little bit more. Like, she lost the baby in a very brutal way. They had these intersplicing moments with the dragon, and I didn't quite know what to make of it. There were parts of the baby that look like dragon scale. Someone was pointing that out to me, or someone was pointing it out
to everyone who will listen.
And I was like, yeah, but I thought it just kind of looked like a dead baby, like that was born too early, prematurely.
Yeah, it didn't read explicitly at the time in the moment as if the baby was like a hybrid of any kind.
But then they kept cutting back to the dragon.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. I thought there was more of an emotional thing they were doing. Some type of like the dragon within her. But
and like the obvious symbolism of like a mouth, but then cutting to a scaled up mouth with gnarled teeth during a moment such as birth, where I feel like there's a pretty obvious kind of visual spiritual metaphor you can draw, especially in a birth as hostile and harsh as this one is portrayed.
But we didn't do any real talking about it afterwards. Like no real, like we had a scene where they grieved about it, because that was such a harsh, brutal, like that was wow. That is like that was the. I've had 2 pregnancy scenes in this. Like I'm not a woman, and that was hard for me as a man, as a guy, just observing. Like, this is really hard for me to watch.
Oh sure.
Like the first episode and this, like it is they are both very hard scenes, and this one also was just very hard. And she lost a baby, like she lost a child, and we're not really. No one really talks about it.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I think you could argue that part of that has to do, in the immediate moment, it feels sort of like, okay, it's the compounding effect of her being so internalized and having to exert so much poise because she knows she's surrounded by people who are quick to action and, maybe slow to thought. But at the same time, it feels like what's been made of her children and their lineage, and the fact that this is a child with Daemon, I feel like there would be a more pointed, emotional response between the two of them. And again, I guess you could argue that they both close off and go do their own things when they're grieving. But at the same time, that and Viserys, there are lots of great moments.
Talk about Viserys really much.
No, and there are great moments that ring that bell to a degree and touch on those relationships.
Well, I think, just to interrupt real quick, sorry, I'm not a big fan of that. Sorry. Is like, I think the grieving of Viserys is shown through Daemon's performance the whole time.
It is, and
but Rhaenyra, she's still,
she's juggling a lot. But yeah, and I feel like that's a place where I could have used maybe another scene, either good or bad catharsis, in terms of, especially with them touching on this idea that, Viserys clearly, he showed his true heir, the prophecy, the Song of Ice and Fire, and Daemon is clearly hurt by that. But one thing that's made Daemon's character so interesting is that frequently he will show that, as reckless as he is and as much as he doesn't care about how much of a detriment he can be to his family, he still very much loves and cares for his brother especially. And so, like, because that casts such a pall, and you have all the political stuff that it sets in motion, but because of, like, the last time they all saw him and these circumstances. Like, yeah, I think the episode in the moment does a good job of sweeping you up into the like, well, we need to act like the machine is running now. Like, there's no time for these emotions, and yet I think. Yeah, one of the few gripes I would levy at an episode like this is that, yeah, like, especially because the portrayal of Viserys, and it's funny that people have had so many problems with the portrayal of the characters, but unless he's just, marketing for HBO, like George R.R. Martin was like, yeah, this is better than my character. Like, I loved your take on this character. And he has been a character that, has been a very big... highlight is a weird word because he's had a really harsh journey, but he's a highlight of the series. And so you would, I think, expect for the ending of the season and for, he will be remembered in the seasons to come, but this is the time to pay tribute to him at the end of the, this part of the story. And so I feel like, yeah, we could have used an emotional unpacking or discussion or something about him from them specifically. Or somebody like Otto Hightower could have also mentioned, like, I get why he doesn't, but somebody could have mentioned, like, oh yeah, and by the way, he changed his mind on his deathbed. Like, we could have also had that conversation.
Yeah.
Because people clearly will talk about that at King's Landing,
I mean, there's a whole big chunks dedicated to that in the last episode. I guess one part of me, it's like, yeah, in the moment, I actually was thinking that, like, are you going to mention this? And then the other part of me was like, is there a point in mentioning it? Like, would that do anything? Would they believe,
The only thing I could see, it's one of those, like, I feel like he could use it as some kind of, mind screw, basically, to sort of suggest that, even though I'm sure she probably wouldn't be inclined to believe it, but suggest that, well, this is what he said as he was dying, that could at least be a mental manipulation, landmine tactic or something. But at the same time, one thing the season seems apt to do, and one thing I think makes sense too in character, is like, no, we're not going to pussyfoot around this. We're going to, again, we've already taken action. And, and this was my plan all along. Like, I always recognize this guy as the true heir all along, and you know that, so I'm not going to BS you.
Look, guys, while I haven't read the book, I think I know exactly how this is going to end, this whole show. Everyone's going to be dead. It's just going to be Alicent and Rhaenyra on the beach, and they are just bleeding out, and they both have knives in their hands. She's got the Song of Ice and Fire dagger, and then, like when Rhaenyra gets the final stab, and they're slowly dying. It's like they get that newfound, like, yeah, but I still respect you bullshit. And then she's like, what were my father's last words? Like, she says that. And then she quotes his last words, and then they're like, you mean to tell me this is all just a big misunderstanding?
Well, that's the thing, too, that there have definitely been some significant complaints about. And I've
this is like, if this just got out to them, like, what exactly was said in that room?
I feel like that should, maybe not exactly like that, but I feel like that ought to happen, because I understand that in the book it is different, and a lot of things happened intentionally. Because here in this episode, it's an accident the way Lucerys dies, and this whole thing with Aegon has been escalated because of an accident, and to me, as a viewer of the show in isolation, that has felt like a theme, a sort of these big plans and these prophecies and this this Game of Thrones is all human, and it's all based on perspectives and what messages are going where, and sometimes sometimes it is a game of telephone, and sometimes people just mistake stuff, and then that's the history now. And so, like, I appreciate that as an idea, as a theme, and I have enjoyed it here, and have sort of I chalk that moment with Viserys spouting out the pieces of the prophecy, thinking he's talking to Rhaenyra as part of that. But I can also see why that doesn't feel as satisfying as like a much more smart and deliberate choice, I guess.
Sure.
As it sounds like the book does instead of some of these things.
I don't know. I don't have time to get involved with the discourse.
Yeah, as a viewer,
I find it fun. I find it interesting to hear what book readers say, because I respect it. I would never be like, hey, it's different, different medium. Because I've had that with my own experiences with other properties. Like, it can be hard to divorce yourself from it and feel like I think that the thing is like, what if it's doing it on both levels? Like, okay, it's an insult to the source of the book, and then it's also like contradicting or undermining things that came before in the actual show. you know, like that's when I think like, okay, now you got a real problem. You know? Because it's like that. I love it a lot about it. You know, like Rhaenys kind of just cracked me up in this episode.
God, just give her the throne, please.
Spirit walking around, observing. And she's like, "It's not my war, but I'm going to kick it here because I'm clearly kind of leaning here. So on a very subconscious level, I'm very much leaning towards joining her side,
and
that's why I didn't murder them last episode. But I keep sticking around, and even when Micah Corliss wakes up, first thing I'm gonna start doing is be like, she's actually keeping her shit together real well.
Yeah, maybe we should align ourselves.
We should align her. I got your back. Yep, should have killed that kid. Sorry.
Oh boy. God, I love the two of them. Like, and even the way that turns around, like immediately, because they're talking about like, I don't know who we're gonna lie ourselves with, and the second he gets in that room, he's like, well, yeah, I'm gonna die of treason if I say anything else. But also,
the scene when Daemon is arguing with Rhaenyra and he chokes her. That's a hell of a turning point. That's HBO right there.
It's not TV.
You can't have
it's HBO.
You can't have HBO if your male leading actor is not, harming his significant other.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not.
It's in the contract.
I'm making fun of HBO right now. I'm like,
if John Oliver's allowed to do it, so are we.
They're not like physically threatening their significant other. It's really an HBO show.
Yeah. That's every pitch begins with that.
Mark of a good HBO show right there.
Every HBO story is just about how we got to the moment when one of the male leads chokes
the male
a
lead
woman.
becomes domestically violent. That's when you're watching an HBO show.
Welcome back to the Domestic Violence Network.
No, that
it is a turning point, though, for sure.
I think the thing that was kind of baffling to me is that I thought they said some statement about like, no, don't worry, we cut back on like the harming of women, and there's like Rhaenyra's like really hurt a lot in this.
I think they
that like if I didn't hear that, I don't think I would have thought of that. But, I mean, obviously not.
I think they meant they cut down on A, the amount of gratuitous brothel scenes, and then B, how many of those things escalate toward violence.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
I think it's more like, no, this is still a cruel world for women.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's cruel for everyone. So, but that moment, what I thought was neat about it was because Rhaenyra is not really fighting him. She's not even struggling like to really like, she's not like hitting him or whatever. She's like using the moment to listen to him and observe what he's saying.
Yeah.
So when he's done choking her, she flips it on him like, you have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
He didn't see you. He didn't really see you as a viable successor.
Yeah,
wow.
like never did.
Oh wow, he really did believe in me. Yeah,
that's what I think. I thought that was neat. I mean, I feel like there's some subjects here within this episode alone that I'm like, as a guy, I have my opinion from observing, but I'm sure like on a woman's perspective, it could be very different how some of these scenes are received, So, I thought the final, it was really obvious. Like we didn't read the book. It was really obvious that freaking Lucerys Lucerys. It was very obvious Lucerys was going to die. Like the second he shows up and
it's just a horror
when
movie
he
now.
shows up, it was a dark, stormy night.
It's Castle Dracula, basically.
You're just like, okay, so obviously going to die tonight. They're definitely dead. It was still a really tense moment, and I thought it was beautiful. Like, I don't recall Game of Thrones even doing a dragon scene of that. Like, when would they have that? Like this dragon riding through the night and this like medieval fantasy landscape. Like, it was gorgeous to look at and was intense. And there was that part of me that was like, I hope not. And like the reveal of Vhagar like riding above them in the clouds was terrifying. Like, there's terrifying. I felt bad for the kid. I felt like he was gonna die the second they were like, "Don't kill anyone, just message."
Yeah,
I was like,
I mean, not that does much.
You can be kind of dumb, Ren. Like there's a part of me that thinks part of that maneuver was a little bit silly, honestly, because it's like you're sending them into the lion's den.
Yeah,
they're showing up a fucking dragons. You know,
You're literally sending them to people you know have since broken their oath and are just expecting that it will be fine. When
like,
it's
wasn't
like,
it just yesterday when Aemond was ready to like kick your kid's ass?
And what's to say? Like the second he shows up at the and Vhagar rears her head, like you're like, oh yeah, well of course they would have people around here. They're the source of all power right now in the realm. So like they would have people probably wherever all their allies are because they would expect. Like I think she would. I think it would be reasonable to expect that someone like Rhaenyra would know that there would probably be occupation or soldiers or something from the crown wherever she's going to send these people, because if their allegiance is in question, of course they're going to know that too and want to solidify it.
Yeah, no, I mean, apparently it happens in book. but I think just the day.
So that's not on the show.
So that's not a problem.
So yeah, take that book.
That he went message. That he messaged.
How smart are you now, book? JK. The thing is, you know what though? The thing a while ago, I was listening to something, and the critics said basically like instead of reading a book and then watching a movie, what he likes to do instead is do it the opposite way around. And this experience, and then hearing, not so much like with the end of the Game of Thrones series, because I think that went the way it did for other reasons, but something like this, I have thoroughly enjoyed for all 10 episodes, and have like this feels like really gripping, high caliber event TV still for me. And it also still gets me excited for the idea of diving into the book at some point, and seeing the level of detail change and all of that, the expansive experience.
Won't do it.
No,
not until the show's over.
No, well, yeah. I mean, that's for an ongoing experience like this. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything that might be rearranged out of context, but it does make me curious.
Much as it would be cool to catch Easter eggs in the moment and stuff, and then be like, "Yo, here's what they changed."
And here's where it's going to lead to, or maybe not now. They can't lead there.
Yeah, I like not knowing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when seeing how upsetting it is when they change stuff.
Well, yeah, because then you go, maybe I get to have the more enjoyable experience with blissful ignorance.
I heard people complaining, but I was like, I don't know spoilers on my social media. And then I watched it, I was like, I quite liked it. I will say that generally this show has been, every episode has gotten like a better for me.
Yeah.
Like it started off great and it just kept getting greater and greater and greater. And this was the first time I was like, not greater. Like this is not my favorite. Like every new episode was becoming like, ooh, that's a contender for favorite episode. Like that's the way it was sort of going for me. But this one, definitely, like there were some stuff about the last episode that made me go, I'm not sure, but still good, still great.
This sort of felt like the last and first episode of a season to me, in a sense.
Yeah. I felt like they were really trying to wrap a lot up.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are we wrapping stuff like we're just set up?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think you could still end on the same kind of note without having to wrap all that stuff up and leave some of that for later when we can expand on it.
Yeah, if it was giving me reminders of when people try to wrap a series up. When I'm like, you're not wrapping up a series, you're wrapping up a season right now, but you're leaving it open to continue it for next season. So it's not like you have to end it in a way of, we might not come back, so gotta wrap it all. Like, no, that's not what you're doing.
No.
So some stuff I thought was like, no, let's deal with like they just saw Viserys. Let's have the grieving moments. They just lost a baby. Like, let's deal with this. Let's go into the conversations. It's been one of the best parts about this show when they do take the time to have those conversations. For a show that I feel like has mastered time jump, they weirdly skip over a lot of what seems like very important things to deal with our characters that seem to be kind of like, this happens, oh, I'm sad, moving on. As opposed to something looming,
Yeah. And I think that I guess I would agree with that assessment. Yeah, that like I like this episode. A lot of things about it. It wouldn't be that continuous rise, and partly because I feel like another thing that has made the show so good, on top of the grip on time jumping, is the balance between, again, the big world political stakes and the small personal stakes, the weight of the crown and all of its pursuits. And this episode felt like it zoomed out more than it zoomed in, and it left a lot of the zoomed in stuff.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, in the performances. So luckily, you have Emma Darcy, you have Matt Smith, and people who can carry that around with them. But yeah, I feel like the writing didn't do such a good job at balancing the two here.
But Corliss Charm was cool. What else happened?
Always loved Corliss.
I'm trying to remember what happened in this episode.
Well, and two, I think it is interesting, and I would love to hear more opinions about the fact that, like, I feel like the show has been marked. Like you pointed out, there's the bookends of the births with Rhaenyra's mother, in the early, the first episode, and then in the middle you get not only a Rhaenyra birth, but you also get Laena and that whole thing, and then you get this. And two, like the whole Laena thing, not that it's like directly tied to this, but there is a very heavy dragon element there. So it's like there are these interesting symmetries and these interesting, themes they've peppered throughout.
Yeah, I'm not sure the purpose of it other than it's like the symmetry is obvious.
Yeah.
Obviously correlated. It's like first one is Rhaenyra's mom, Viserys, dealing with this. But that's like really tied to Rhaenyra. Mm-hmm. And then because that person could have been the boy, right?
Yeah.
The king for a day.
The heir for a day.
There for a day, right? So
got his own funeral pyre.
That was more linked to Rhaenyra. Mm-hmm. And then the next one was more linked to Daemon. And then now this is about both of them.
Yeah.
So it's like 1, 2, 3 commas. This is it's the trilogy I wanted.
Well, and then two, you have the one Rhaenyra birth, which is like a weird display of strength, where she's like, "Damn it, I'm marching into Alicent's room with my baby." And here it's
there was that birth too. Yeah.
And then here you flip that around, where it's like, "No one, I am doing this alone, and I am doing it on my terms." And yeah, it's like a much more sickly kind of Gollum-y moment in a way. So it's like never before have I seen a season so marked by traumatic birthing scenes.
Well, I think this episode's pulse was interesting. It was a bit weird, like a bit lucid at times. Sometimes sometimes felt very definitely focused on the immediate moment. But I think it was there were some shortcomings in the season wrap up syndrome. Because there was plenty of times where I was like, man, this is really intense. Just them gearing up and learning information and like getting ready to go. Like this is intense. I'm so craving pizza right now. By the way, like this is so intense. Just had a flash of pizza in my head. Just as I was saying, I was like,
house pepperoni,
like, wow,
house pineapple.
I could see the crust. The crust of cheese is here, and I just felt this craving come over me.
Dracarys right in my oven. Yeah.
But it was good. It was a good one. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was very different than the other ones. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes because they didn't have, I got the impression that sometimes they didn't have enough runtime to do the dialogue scenes. So they would try to really make up for it with like mood and atmosphere and tone and like the grieving scenes. Like just really, no one talk, just really show it.
And to be fair, to a degree, it is a time for stone silence and reflective silence. So I don't begrudge the episode those tones either.
And Otto, man, he shows up. Man, what a dick!
God, every time. Well, and now more than ever, geez, his master plan has come to fruition. He is like all about himself right now, Mr. Confidence.
Yeah, no. If there's anyone I want to see die, it's him.
Horribly.
I love watching him, but he's also the one I'm like, man, you show up and you talk like you're so pompous. Like you're so arrogant. I just want you to die. Like smug is the word. Yeah, you're a smug asshole.
Seldom have I experienced a character where like when he gets, he relieved the first time of being Hand and they send him away. Rare is the occasion where I'm like, damn, I'm kind of sad to see him go. And then the second he shows back up, I'm like, I hope someone kills him.
When he showed up here, I was like, just go for it.
Burn him up.
Just kill him.
You know what's coming. You know what's going to happen. Yeah. I'm curious to see how this sits with me and how part of me thinks it's cool that they ended the season on here's one episode only from one perspective and one episode only from the other. And part of me wonders if there could be some kind of maybe lacking symmetry and that we should have some kind of I don't know, side by side at the very end. But I don't know. I thought it was kind of a unique choice given how much each episode has usually shown you a bit of everyone.
Well, I think doing that really helps establish the divide.
Yeah.
Of Team Green versus Team Blacks. I think that was a great choice. Damn, you were saying something in
No, I don't think it really needed them to come back around to anything, including both sides. Like I think you're probably it's like you leave us off with just how bad things have gotten at home in the last one, and then this one, it's here is the fight for next season, and here is from our main perspective, from Rhaenyra's perspective, what is to come.
I think, like Aemond having Eric's accidentally attack, like Eric's out of Lucerys' control attacking, didn't bother me. Vhagar attacking out of Aemond's control didn't bother me. It was only when I heard why it bothered people that I was like, oh yeah, I guess that would have been a stronger choice.
See, in the moment
I didn't mind. I was like, oh shit, that's terrible.
and even though they're both, dragon riders to different degrees, how in control are they really? They're kids to some degree still, So in that moment, I bought it for those various reasons. But then,
but when hearing that, I like the choice more if Aemond was, if Aemond was.
Vaemond is dead, okay? He doesn't get to sit on Driftmark.
The hour mark in your video, you got the name wrong.
Corlys clearly talked about him, okay? And Rhaenys.
It is stronger to me if Aemond is, as opposed to great, another mistake. Just happened.
Another mistake that's going to either make this character try and get more sentimental or just become much worse.
Because I still feel to me, it doesn't undercut that Aemond made a mistake still. That this is still Aemond's mistake. He's still the one who chose to relentlessly pursue this guy out in this weather, but then ride that dragon. And he was the whole time I thought he was trying to kill him.
Yeah.
So as opposed to just get the eye, the whole time I was convinced he was just trying to kill him.
Yeah,
and so this is still his fault,
Sure.
because he
100%.
you can't walk away going, it's not my fault. You can't walk away and say that, even though it was Vhagar who didn't listen to him. You can't say that because I'm like, well, you got to push it to this point, man.
Yeah, you invited this 100%.
I'm sure Vhagar's probably under the impression that that's what his job was to
You
do.
wanted that kid to believe he was about to die, and probably his dragon as well. So what do you expect? Yeah.
I still felt like it was his fault, regardless. Not like he's not revoked of responsibility. I still feel no, he's pretty much 99.9% responsible for what happened here. So I think that's why I like the choice of him just going headstrong into it. But if he tries to do a whole episode of copping out of it, it was an accident, which I don't see him doing.
See him. It almost seems like in this world, Aemond would just be yeah, I killed him. I guess I did. Yeah, sure. He should have just let me take the eye. It's his fault. He should have just let me exact my equal revenge, and that's it. Instead, he got himself 8 and burned up.
All right, guys. Well, House of the Dragon. It's I think the thing that has me worried is that the show's been so positively received.
Yeah.
And then when this leaked, it was oh my God, the book readers are all pissed off.
Yeah. They would be the ones who are no, I don't care about the viewing experience. I'm gonna go right in and see what this is.
I'm I don't want to do this again.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to do this again. We've all been enjoying it. Please,
please, God.
Please. I know there's some who don't.
Just let us.
But it seemed like everyone was happy.
Let us have one satisfying finale.
I can't do this to my soul again.
I know. What's season 2 going to be like? Is it going to be a disaster? No. Miguel Sapochnik, maybe it is a bigger deal.
Alrighty.
I hope it's good. Maybe they'll take some notes from the internet.
We'll see you guys. Thanks for being here. Much love. See you in 2 years.